Alrighty, traders. So, welcome to the update for the stock market. Stock market bloodbath today, guys. Stock market bloodbath in the market. So, what is going on right now, guys? Why is the stock market dropping right now? And is there some things we could have utilized on the charts to give us a big probability of this actually happening? And that's exactly what I want to walk you through in today's video, guys. Guys, make sure you grab access to that free trading course, that first link in the description there, guys, if you do need help there. So looking at the stock market today, the way that I look at the stock market, and every market, by the way, in every market, this is crypto, this is mining sector, silver, gold, like every market out there, it operates in a way of like an energy source, right? An energy field. And think about this, like I'm in the boxing, right? I'm a boxer. So when it comes down to my boxing, you know, and it may not be boxing, right? Yesterday afternoon, I went for an incredible session at the gym with my son. After an incredible gym session with my son, guess what? On the way home, we were both exhausted, right? Absolutely exhausted. Now, here's the thing. After I'm exhausted, do you think I'm ready to go home for 1 hour, have a shower, have something to eat, and then go back out and go for another big gym session? No, I need what? I need a nappy nap, right? I need a nap, or I need to go to sleep for 8 hours. I need to possibly maybe have an ice bath. I need to refuel, right? And today, guess what? I woke up this morning feeling like, oh man, I'm feeling it today, right? Because yesterday was a big session. Actually, for me, yesterday I did almost 8 Ks in the morning, and then I did like an hour and a half with the gym session in the afternoon. So today, my body is feeling it, right? So that's the way the markets work as well too. Okay, so the way these markets work is that whenever we do get a very big movement in a direction, what ends up happening is that in those moments there, right? In those moments, what we see is that we need a really good extended period of time for the market to rest and refuel. It's the same for boxing, same for my training, same for everything, right? And so therefore you'll notice what's happening here. So therefore this drop that's happening in the stock market right now, and it probably is going to continue. Not a big crash, not an 80% down, and no, right? No, I don't believe that. But stock market is really big drop today. So looking at that there, we can actually see, and the reason why I'm saying this is this, right? Look at this here. So we can see here that whenever we do get a very big movement to the upside, what do we get? We get an extended period of this. So we just basically got the exact same thing through here. So this is me yesterday, right? Yesterday morning, did almost 8 Ks of running for about 35, 40 minutes, right? And then I went to the gym, and then we only had this little pullback through here. And then guess what? And then now we're getting going again, aren't we? We're starting to see this moving up. But we haven't had enough of a time to refuel. And do you notice here, when we had this very big up move through here, we needed this amount of time, or this amount of sideways movement, slightly little down move, to refuel to get going again. So look at this here. That's all we had from this point through here. It just wasn't ready yet. It's not ready yet to go for another big move. The market's still tired, right? The market is still tired. So to see what's happening right now across the actual markets itself, and to see what's happening right now on the Nasdaq, okay, and the Nasdaq actually gap up and then a movement down, and so we can see that's what happened there on, this is the Nasdaq here. If I go to the Nasdaq 100, same situation there. If I go to the S&P 500, S&P 500 is now getting very, very close to being a complete and utter false breakout pattern. Look at this here. Complete and utter false breakout pattern, and now we're getting this movement to the downside. We're probably gonna now complete this false breakout pattern by seeing a movement on the downside here. I'm not expecting a big crash, guys, because I'm expecting second half of the year to be really strong, but I believe over the next probably now month, So I believe now June is going to be a pretty bearish month for us. Okay, and so we could see that through there. But then I am expecting to see on the second half this year, or should I say like towards the election year, especially after the election, we're probably going to have a really big move. But for now, guys, on a short-term TA, once again, it just wasn't ready yet. And once again, you can see here that we had all this up move through here, and then we only had this little movement to the downside. That wasn't enough, right? We need to see what. Now it's probably going to do something like that, because it's the market's tired, right? The market is tired, and we're probably going to see this pullback here. And if you've been watching my YouTube videos for the last few days, you know that I've been calling this drop in the markets. And so that's what I'm seeing through there. And then also the Dow Jones as well too, guys. The Dow Jones, complete and utter false breakout. Very big movement on the downside on the Dow Jones. But again, guys, I don't expect too much, like we're not talking big movement, right? I actually expect the Dow Jones to stay in between these levels all through here. Right, so I'm not expecting this thing to completely fall off the cliff and go to the downside. No, I'm not expecting that, guys, right? I'm just expecting a bit of weakness now because the market is still tired. We haven't had enough time, right? And when I'm looking at my my analysis, if I'm looking at how much time we need, if we go back here, I like to draw boxes, right? So this is that point from there to there. So that was that up move, right? So that's us going to the gym, boxing, whatever, right? And then if that's the amount of time there, that's the amount of big move we had up from there to there. Let me bring that up from there to there. Then I want to duplicate that and bring this over. So as you can see, that's roughly over here. It's roughly around August that we're probably going to start to see this June, July into August period doing that sort of stuff. Right? So if I go to the Nasdaq and use the Nasdaq as an example, you'll see here this last time what? Last time we had a very big up move from there to there. Guess what? If I now duplicate that and bring this over, notice what? Notice how we actually had, that was the big up move. We needed this sideways volatility gyration period in the markets before what? Before we start the next bull move. Now what's happening? Now we had this next big bull move from here to here, maybe from there to there, somewhere there, and then now guess what? Now actually and then now we need roughly. This is not exact science, guys, but it's roughly anyway. It's roughly looking at that through there, possibly that through there. If I'm going to be a bit more like lenient, you probably maybe use it from that point there to that point there, as you can see what I'm doing here, right? So see what I'm doing here, guys? I'm giving you rough gauges. It's not, it could happen sooner, it could happen earlier, but what I'm saying is roughly this box through here, which again is around that August period through there, it's roughly where the market's probably going to come down to and do stuff like this before it continues back up, right? Because we need what? We need these resting phases, or these phases are going to come. A lot of these phases where the market's not really moving much, especially the indices are not really moving much, because guess what? Because the market, it's used a lot of energy. When the market's moving in either up or down, we're definitely using a lot of energy through those phases through there. So there we go, traders. When it comes to the stock market right now, the indices, at least the indices on the onset, guys, expect a bit more further weakness out of the actual stock market.